Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks and some details on how you can get the melee weapons within Black Ops Cold War that a little bit easier and the fastest way possible that I found to get the knife or other melee weapons in the game gold. There are quite a few bad weapons in this game to use. The launchers are one of them. The melee weapons can be in that category as well, especially with skill-based matchmaking and sweaty lobbies, because sometimes you can go for these kills and they're going to kill you or shoot you down literally before you get anywhere near them, and it can be really frustrating. So guys, in this video, I'm going to give you as many tips as possible that help me when going for this gold melee weapons, and how I got dark matter on the melee weapons really quickly. I think I did this in literally an hour or two. It was so quick. So guys, without further ado, let's get into it. In the description down below, there'll be timestamps and different things you can click onto to try and find the different parts of the video that you want to look at. But again, just go down there below and have a look and skip to whichever part you need to. So to start with, guys, I'm going to give you a really good class setup I want you to go and use in these game modes. Again, this can be with any melee weapon. It doesn't have to be the combat knife, but I'm using it as an example in this video. So the class setup on screen is here. Again, your primary weapon doesn't matter at all. It can be literally anything you want. It's the below that we're focusing on in today's videos. We've got the smoke grenade on as tactical. Lethal, we're going with a tomahawk. Build upgrade, the jammer, and then the perks, we're going to go with 6 perks: black jacket and tactical mask for the first, assassin and tracker for the second, and ghost and cold-blooded for the third. Okay, so now why we chose these different things. Now, the smoke grenades, you can throw these down in doorways, houses, or in places where you know that the enemies are going to come from spawn and different choke points on the map. And obviously, it's going to be difficult for the enemy to see when you throw that smokes down, and you can go into those and, of course, get those kills so much easier. It's honestly going to be your best friend when doing this. You can even put on danger close, which allows you to have 2 smokes and then 2 tomahawks if you really wanted to, and then just take away 2 of the perks. But for me, the perks are really important when doing this, especially with things like nade spam and also flash and stun spam. That can be a pain in the arse when running with a knife, because you've got no way of getting a longer range kill unless you are lucky with a tomahawk. But again, doesn't really count towards your knife points anyway, so it is a bit of a pain. I would personally stick with the perks, but again, down to your preference. Do what you need to do. Tomahawk, I have it on just sometimes to go for some trick shots and stuff. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. It doesn't really matter what lethal you do have on, but for me, the tomahawk is always really satisfying to get kills with. The jammer is also a really good one to put to accompany with the smoke grenade. So, for example, if I'm a nuke town and I'm rushing into the enemy spawn, which is in one of the houses, I'm going to throw a smoke in there. I'm going to put a jammer down in there as well. So on the radar, they're not going to be able to see you on that radar at all, and also they're not going to be able to see you in person because there's a smoke down. So you're basically doubling up on visibility, and it's just no one's going to be able to see you or suspect where you are in the house if you continuously are moving with a jammer and a smoke grenade down. So for me, it's an absolute go-to, one of the easiest and best ways for me to go ahead and get kills with a knife as well, especially with things like sliding kills, executions, and things like that. They can be a bit of a pain in the ass on skill-based matchmaking lobbies as well, especially with finishing moves, because you could be halfway through a finishing move and you're going to get killed by someone else that can see you. That's always been one of the really irritating things about getting melee weapons done. So yeah, smoke and jammer work very well together. Now, going on to the perks, again, I explained a little bit earlier, but I'm going to explain again anyway. Black jacket and tac mask for me are an absolute must, especially in Cold War with the nade, stun, and flash spam that goes on as well in game. And rocking these perks, it basically eliminates that completely, which is really helpful. So I would definitely recommend putting these 2 perks on. Again, you can change it out for 2 smokes or 2 tomahawks as well. But again, for me, I would take off tac mask just because not as many people run stuns and flashes than they do grenades. So grenades are always going to be that threat in game as well. And especially if you're 1 kill off a 5 kill streak and you die from a grenade, you're not going to be impressed. So I would put on flat jacket. Going on to perk 2, guys, we're going to go with tracker and quartermaster. Tracker is really good to see exactly where the enemies are, because their footsteps are displayed on the ground when they're running near you or past you. So it's really good in situations when you've got smokes down and things like that. So I would recommend tracker 100%. And quartermaster, it significantly reduces your equipment charge time over 25 seconds. So reduce down from like a minute or 2 to 25 seconds. That means your jammer is going to be available like 3 times as fast. So it's really useful to have that on. So I would definitely go ahead with quartermaster. Perk 3, ghost, cold-blooded. You want to be off the map. You want to be literally not seen by anyone on UAVs, or helicopters, different score streaks or kill streaks. You want to be off the map and not being seen and visible by them, because if you are, you're going to die. You could have missed an opportunity to get those extra couple of kills, or to have completed a challenge. So I would typically try and be a ninja, try and be an assassin, and stay off the radar with ghost and cold-blooded. If you're a bit of a running gun on free-for-all or something, for example, you could change out cold-blooded for ninja, but again, for me, these are 2 crutch perks for me, so I would stick with these 2. That's the class setup, guys. On to the game modes and things now to play. Now, game modes are really important on this as well, and of course, skill-based matchmaking is going to put you into lobbies which are very sweaty if you've done well in the past few games, or if you've not done very well in the past few games, you might get into a couple of easier lobbies. Now, one of the main things I'm going to recommend to you guys, and I don't care if you don't like it, or if you're a wet wipe and you don't like reverse boosting, But reverse boost, it's going to help you and save you a shitload of time. I'm going to put this into context. When I started doing the knife or the melee weapons gold, I was into normal lobbies and I was really struggling to get executions, get these kills, get sliding kills, kills whilst injured, stuff like that. It's really difficult. It's a tough time. And in all honesty, it's a waste of your time. If I can do really bad for 5 games straight and then get into lobbies that are much easier, then why would I not do that to make these challenges that little bit easier for me and just save all that time? I mean, I just don't know why people don't do that. I don't know why people can't do it. It just makes no sense to me. And even if you've got a second account on a second console, if you've got a PC and a PS5, PC and PS4, Xbox, PS5s, whatever you've got, bro, get another account on there, join the account and reverse boost. Just do it, because it's going to save you so much time. In my opinion, it shouldn't be in the game anyway, so if we know how to exploit it, why not? Just go ahead and do it, guys. It's going to save you a lot of time. Now, the different game modes to accompany this method of trying to get this done a little bit easier. With a couple that I like to do is obviously Nuketown is a massive one. Nuketown 24/7 is always going to be a massive get this done. Hijacked is also a very, very good one to try out as well, because obviously it's very similar layout to Nuketown, where you've got basically 2 buildings either side, which you can sort of sit in corners, not necessarily camp, but move around nicely, and you can get people directly out of spawn as well. It's a good place to throw your stuns down, put your jammers down as well, have UAVs, counter UAVs on the go too. It's really, really good, and they're the 2 maps that I would typically go. And at the moment, Nukejack 24/7 is actually a playlist, so this is prime time. You just jump on and get this done. Again, you are going to run into sweatier lobbies within Nukejack 24/7 because all the sweats are going to be playing it, but again, entirely up to you what you want to do. Typically, what I would do is go into quick play and then just try and lobby surf for Nuketown or Hijacks. There would be two really good ones for me. Again, entirely up to you guys on how you want to do that. If you wasn't really bothered about the map you wanted to go on and you just wanted to try and go on to any of the map possible and get it done, then I recommend only going on to quick play and just selecting team deathmatch and kill confirmed. Those 2 game modes typically will have the less sweaty players in, especially within the quick play playlist, so you might have a bit of an easier time going into those lobbies and getting these challenges done regardless. Now, another method that a lot of people have been using for launchers as well, and it has been quite successful, I did a video on it a couple of days ago, was the face-off 6v6 playlist. Effectively what it is, it's the face-off maps, which is like a 3v3, I believe, the 3v3 size maps, on 6v6, a lot smaller and a lot more close quarters. So these are also a pretty good way of getting these kills quite easily with melee weapons or the combat knife, because obviously the maps are a lot smaller, the corridors are a lot thinner, so you're going to have more people coming through things at once, so you've got more chance of getting things like executions, getting multi-kills, stuff like that. So it is a good way of doing it. However, there is a downside to doing this, and that is the maps are small, you are going to die a lot, and you are going to die very fast. At least on a bigger map, you've got a bit of leeway to try and, you know, defend yourself, run away, try and flank the enemies on the other side of the map if you're getting destroyed on one side, and there's a bit of distance between yourself and the enemy, and you've got a bit of that resting time to try and rethink, reconfigure what you want to do, and then it might be a bit of an easier time. On face-off 6v6, you don't have that luxury because everything is a complete clusterfuck. Everything is so close together, the maps are very small, corridors are very thin, everything is just go, so you don't really have time to think and adjust your playstyle to the way that the enemy is and how good they are, etc. If you come into some really bad players, if you reverse boost, get into a ridiculously easy lobby, fair play, you're probably going to be able to run around the map, get 15-20 kills with a knife in a game, use your smoke grenades, use your jammers and things like that, and it's going to be a breeze. If you get into a sweaty lobby though, it's a whole different story for you. So again, you've got to try and find that balance, find that luxury, and just try and alter what you want to do. But for me, face-off 6v6 is really, it's a new, good method to get the melee weapons gold, and a lot of people are using it to do launchers and melee weapons on there. So again, you've got to heavily use smokes, you've got to heavily use jammers, but try and get onto these maps, especially ICBM. That's really good for getting these challenges done as well. So yeah, try it out, guys. Let me know in the comments what you think, what your favorite method is. For me, I just use Nuketown. It works really well for me. But again, with this new face-off method, I haven't actually tried to get a good weapon gold within this game mode. Let me know what you think if you've tried it down below. And then finally, guys, going into the score streaks. Now, these are quite important as well. A lot of people overlook score streaks when going for challenges and things, but they're actually really helpful if you have the right things on. So with a melee weapon, obviously you want to know exactly where people are at the same time, and with a knife, you don't want people to know where you are. So that's one of the things you've got to keep in mind. So for me, the main things to have on is the UAV, the counter UAV, and the armor. They're the 3 that I would have on, and I wouldn't have anything else. They're the lowest, some of the lowest kill streaks in the category, and to be honest, it's all you need. You don't need anything else. You are only going really for knife kills because no other kills counts. You're not trying to do well. You're not trying to get a nuclear. You're trying to see where people are on the map, not get seen on the mini map, and then prevent yourself from dying lows because you've got a bit more armor to protect yourself at times. So they're the 3 main kill streaks I would have on when doing this as well, and honestly, they are the 3 best things to have on as well. Guys, that's it. there's not really a lot to it, to be honest. These are the main tactics and things that I use within getting the melee weapons gold, and they've actually helped a lot. As I said, I've not really played the 6v6 face-off when trying to get melee weapons gold, so I can't really comment on it too much. But from my experience, Nuketown was the best thing to do as well. Hijacked is also a really good map, so having it in Nukejack 24/7 is going to be an absolute blessing for you guys. And obviously 6v6 is going to be very good. But guys, reverse boost, just reverse boost, man. It's going to help you so much. If you don't reverse boost, you're going to have a miserable time, and you're going to hate every second of it. But at least with reverse boost, you can have a little bit of fun when doing it, and it takes away the pain that a little bit more. Guys, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Subscribe if you guys are brand new for more videos like this one and other videos around different games, different weapons, whatever you want to see. Let me know down below in the comments. Guys, I really appreciate you watching the video. We'll see you all in the next one.